Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am the Queen of York, and today I'm going to be showing you the process of building this villa. I actually saw a picture of it on Pinterest and this is what I kind of saw. It was just the back view and I just really liked the way it looked, and I thought it was perfect for the island living expansion pack because a lot of the items were included, like the railing and stuff like that, and the like thatched roofs and little overhangs. So I thought that would be perfect for this expansion and for the world because it just screams lush sea villa kind of feel to me. So I thought I'd make it on The Sims 4 and share it with you. And at the moment I've kind of just already built the outside, the shape of the house. It was super simple and easy to do, and I just wanted to have this different size like gazebo, so like at a lower level than the actual house with steps going down. So I was just playing with the difference in heights and just making sure that the steps fit perfectly, and then just making sure that the overall look of the outside fits what the image looked like and also kind of what I wanted it to look like, using a lot of the island living items. I really struggled to choose the color of the railings. I knew I wanted to use this crisscross railing, but deciding the color was quite difficult and took me a long time. As you'll see, I go backwards and forwards looking at what colors to do, and I really love this detailing with the roof and just pulling the eaves out slightly and then having the railing across. It just makes it look really islandly, I think. Anyway, and then these are the little thatch overhangs that came with the island living pack, and it was similar to the picture, and I actually really like how it turned out. I would never have tried this had I not seen the picture, so that's why just getting some inspiration can be a good idea. And what am I doing now? I'm just playing around with trims, trying to make sure that the balcony doesn't have that weird like lip, because if you don't have a trim on a balcony or anything that overhangs, it just looks a bit weird and unfinished. So I always like to try and put a balcony in there, or a trim on a balcony, or anything that slightly overhangs from the walls when it comes to levels. And yeah, I really love the windows that came with the island living expansion pack. They're so nice, and the swatches are perfect. Everything goes together nicely, so that was good. I think they did a really good job on this expansion pack, especially with the build by objects. So this is where I'm playing around with the colors of the railing and the columns, because I wanted to include this little, I don't know, roof object. I don't actually know what they're called. It's like a perch that goes on top, but I was going through the colors, and the annoying thing was every time I tried to change the color of the railing on the level with the roof, it would delete the little roof object, which was so annoying. So then I had to like place it again, and then I went through this period of not being able to place it correctly onto the top of the roof, and then I tried something different. I don't like it. It's a backwards and forwards. I never realized that I was so indecisive. I thought I was pretty quick at building and made my mind up quite quickly, but watching back my builds, I realize I am super indecisive. I just change my mind all the time. But yeah, so this is what I was trying to do, and I don't think this is the overall color. I think we do change it again because I think I have a black roof, if I am correct. I don't know now. But yeah, we just play around with different color combinations and stuff. And I didn't know whether you meant to have like one piece going at the back and the front, but I just kind of had it all the way across. I just had move objects on and then just put them right next to each other, just so that it had like a cohesive, like straight down the middle, and it looked like it was just one piece going all the way across instead of just having like one on the end, on each end. And this is the colour scheme that I go with in the end. I do darken up the wood tones of the windows and doors, but I use a lot of these like shutter doors and shutter windows just to give the illusion of privacy in the bedrooms, which I don't think the Sims really care, to be honest, but I'm just trying to go for realistic or semi-realistic, so I kind of wanted it to be a little bit more private. So then for the floor plan, it was super simple. I just have a big kitchen, dining room, living room, and the bathrooms downstairs with 2 bedrooms upstairs and a study on the landing. It's just, to be honest, the actual build didn't take very long at all. The thing that takes so long is furnishing, because I built the whole kitchen. I actually removed it, so you'll see like a little snippet later on, and I'll tell you when it's coming up. But I built the whole kitchen and then changed my mind completely once I changed the tiles, and then I redo it. So I cut out the bit where I tried the initial idea, which was there for quite a while, just because I thought you guys probably didn't want to see it. But if you guys do want to see the full build, let me know, because it depends how people like to watch it. I like to see the progression all the way through, but I don't know if it would be a bit boring watching through like 30 minutes of build and then a portion of it doesn't even get used. So let me know in the comments down below if you want it to be the full entire build, or if you like this edited version where I just cut out bits that didn't actually end up staying. So I've now built the gazebo, and I'm just working out what size I want. I didn't realise, you could play around with the size of a little gazebo so much, but apparently you can, because I've just spent quite a while just changing the size. And yeah, I didn't want it to be too big, because once it's too big you then have to furnish it, and I don't know, I find furnishing outdoor areas quite difficult, just because I don't know what to put in them apart from like a table and chairs for eating at, a barbecue, and some lounges. I mean, I don't know what else you put out there. So that's why I chose to have quite a small gazebo, so I didn't have to put much thought into what to put there. So that was my justification anyway. So now I'm just working out what colour I want for the walls, for the outside of the house, and I really wanted to try and use the Island Living wood panels, sidings that come with it, but it just doesn't work. It just looks a little bit too run down, but I'm determined to use it in a build somewhere, but I just haven't yet. So I try it literally every build. I still try to include it, but it just, it doesn't stick. But this is pretty much the color that we go with in the end. It's like this dark wood vertical siding, which I really like for this build and the surrounding. It just seems to go really nicely, especially with that like orangey brown tone in the railings. So you can see here on the left hand side, that is the initial kitchen that I put together, but once I do the lounge or the living room, I change the flooring, and it just completely changes what I want the kitchen to look like. So I cut that bit out because I thought there's no point making you watch the whole thing to watch me change my mind. So this is when I play with flooring, and I wanted something quite ornate, because looking at like inspiration pictures and stuff, you can see that in like villas in tropical islands, they have more color in them, and they're a bit more decadent than what you would have in your regular house. So I was playing around with this black and white like checkerboard style on a diagonal, and then after I created this, I realized that there was one that actually is a checkerboard already, so I just play with that, and it creates this amazing pattern which I really loved. And it's so much fun just playing with the tiles or flooring with diagonals. so that you can just see different patterns. You can make anything you want, really. Well, not anything, but you can make really interesting patterns and designs, which was really cool. So I really, really, really love the flooring in this kitchen, and I probably will use it again. But so now I've like decided to completely change the kitchen because I'm changing the flooring, and I wanted it to be a simpler, lighter counters. The other ones were just a bit too dark, so I've now changed it out for the new Island Living counters that came in the game, and I really love this detailing for the island, like a kitchen island, using the ends to make this really cool modern like island with the infinity end. So that's really cool. So I put those in, and then I'm just trying to work out what I want in terms of the layout on the back wall. I wanted the kitchen to be very simple because it's not like a dream kitchen, it's like an island, a kitchen that you would have in a villa when you're on holiday or something. So it's beautiful to look at, but it's not like a gourmet kitchen or a chef's kitchen or anything like that. So it has everything that you need to cook and you know, do a party or whatever, but it's not too intricate or over the top. And yeah, so in the end I do add a double wide island, because I didn't want the dishwasher to be seen, because it doesn't come in like a wood tone, it comes in a white, grey and a black, so I didn't want it to be seen. So I made the island double wide, which I think works out quite nicely and just makes it look a little bit more fancier. And yeah, in a minute I think I change up the flooring so that it uses a mix of the white marble with the diagonal pattern that's there already, and then also uses the already made like checkerboard tile, and it makes this really cool pattern. But I just wanted to give this idea of having, like, you know, when you have shelves on the wall, open shelves in a kitchen, and it looks so nice. I kind of wanted to include that, so I was just playing around with different shelves that come with the game, and I like to pull out stuff as I go through it. So if I see things, because the thing that takes so long in The Sims is finding like clutter items or particular items that you like. So when I see them, I like to like pull them out and put them in the room, just on the floor, so that when I get to that room I go, okay, so this is what I liked before, I don't have to then search for it again. But on the shelves, on the open shelves, I'm just trying to find some items just to populate the shelves and make it look like it is an open shelf. I wish we had like plates and mugs and stuff like that, just so you can, like, as decorative items. I know you can get them from Buy the Bug, but they turn moldy and The Sims want to clean it up, and you know, it doesn't stay there. So I hope that they include things like that, just so it gives it a more realistic look and you can have that, you know, open shelves feeling. But yeah, so I've pretty much got everything I want on the shelves now. And just a tip, if you are doing this and you try to lift them up, you do need to move the counters, because it will automatically try and clip to the counter, and you won't be able to get them on the shelf. So you kind of have to move the counters outwards, and then you can play around with the shelves themselves. So you're like there, it's like gets stuck on the counter underneath. So this is where I changed the flooring, and oh, don't tell me I do it all over again. Okay, apparently I do. I don't know why I do it like this. I mean, I could have just undone it and, you know, put shift and it would do it on all of them, but oh well. I like to do things the harder way. I was trying to see if I wanted to do like a border, like a solid border, and I didn't like that idea. But this is about to come to the final, I think, so I'm just playing with the colorways, see what I like. But I do go with this very white with the black, and it looks like flower pattern on the ground, which I just think is so pretty, and I'm so glad I stuck with that, because it's my favorite flooring, definitely 100%, and I definitely will be using it again in the future. So for the living room, I wanted it to be quite rustic feeling, but still luxury. So I use these like apothecary tables that you'll see in a minute. They're just found in like surfaces, and I just lift the TV up to be on top of the apothecary table, and I just put a couple in a row just to make it bigger. But I really like these, and I don't use these very often. I think I've used them twice, one in a future speed build that I will be releasing soon, and this one. But I really like them. There's so many objects in The Sims that I don't even realize are there, and I go through and I'm like, oh, I've never seen this. So I don't know whether things have just been added in updates, or I go to actual items too much, so ones that actually are made to be TV cabinets or whatever, and I just don't play around with some of the more unique items. So yeah, so basically that whole thing was just because I like these tables, they're cute. And then this plant vase with the sunflowers is just a vase that comes with nothing in, and I just lifted up some sunflowers just to make it look a little bit more interesting and a different type of flower, because I tend to go for the same sort of flower pots all the time. So I wanted to do something different, and I really love this rug. I can't remember what pack it came from, but it's just such a beautiful rug, especially like this bohemian kind of feel without being too boho. And at this point I realized I wanted to put a dining space or something, so I just move over everything so that we can have like a dining table. But I think in the end I just realized that there's not even enough space there, and in the end I just moved the counter over slightly and put a dining room table in the kitchen portion. And at this point I realized that the flooring was just a bit too busy, and it was competing with all the other things in the living space. So I do change it out for a wooden floor. And again, this is me trying to use the island living items because they're brand new and it's fun to use brand new stuff. And I love doing layered rugs. I just think it makes everything just look so much nicer and new and different. And these are the rugs that came with Island Living, and they create such a cute like tile effect. So I gave that a go, but I decided I really loved this tile, so I didn't change it. But oh, this is me playing around with other options with wood flooring that come with different patterns. But in the end I stick with this wood floor and then the tile in the kitchen only. And then in a second, this is when I try and put a dining room table in, and I realize there's just not enough space, so I just move everything over a touch in the kitchen because the kitchen space was really large, and I just swap out the doors, the sliding doors that were initially there for windows, because I wanted to have this table right on the wall. And then I just move everything over in the lounge slightly, just so that everything fits nice and it doesn't look so cramped up in the corner, and there's not loads of wasted space. But this is pretty much how the lounge looks in the end, and I really love the overall look of it. And I like the simplicity of the walls. It's not because there's so many windows, there's not a lot of space to put pictures and stuff, and I just think that looks really nice and pretty much what I kind of do in my actual house. I love white walls. Some people might think it's boring, but there is a touch of colour. The walls are pink in the kitchen, and then there's a lot of colour in the furniture. So I like having white walls because it doesn't limit you on the furniture combinations and having patterns and colours on the rugs and everything else. So the bathroom, I really struggle with bathrooms. I just find they can be quite restrictive and boring. So I play around with some ideas and different layouts, and there is a layout that I'll do in a bit that I really love. Oh, I'm trying to put these glass flooring and incorporate those that came with Island Living, but I haven't used those yet. I just didn't feel that it looked the best in that situation. So I'm just trying to work out an interesting way of putting in sinks and a bath and a shower, because I don't know, just doing a bathroom is so difficult sometimes, I feel. I mean, people who can make a bathroom look different every time, go you, pat on the back, seriously, because I really struggle. They either all look similar and they're very boring, or I spend way too long and to give every single one a new character, but it takes forever to do that, and I'm running out of ideas. And I did give the cabinet from the Island Living a go just to put them in, but I didn't want it to look too much like the kitchens, counters, and I try not to overuse them. It's like when you get a new dress or like new clothes from the shops, you just want to wear that outfit all the time, and I'm trying to resist that temptation of you just using the same items in every single build and in every single room, because then it just gets boring and you limit yourself. So that is why I changed those out, and I wanted to do this like double vanity with the freestanding sinks. I wanted to try that out, but in the end I think I just stick with one, because this is more for like a master bedroom to have a double vanity than just like a household bathroom. So in the end I do get rid of that and just put a single sink. But this is the layout in a second that I really love, and I wish I'd kept it, and I'm definitely going to incorporate it in another build in the future, probably for master bedroom and bathroom, because it goes better with the idea. But I was trying to work out a way of having these vanities in with the bath, and then I did this. So there's the counters and then the vanity on the other side with the bath in the middle, and I just thought that was so cool. So I'll definitely do that in a master bathroom for like a wealthy sim and like a large house, because then it kind of fits. Now I'm just trying to play around with this idea of making a unique tile with the patterned tiles and using the diagonals to make like a checkerboard style. So I'm just playing around with all the different options just to make something unique, and in the end I do go with the mosaic from what is that pack? I can't remember now. Get Together, from the Get Together game pack. Sorry about that, guys, a little sneezy. But yeah, so I use these in the end, even though I do try and play around using that with the diagonal just to get a different and a unique pattern. But I thought this pattern was quite unique and special in the end on its own, so I just stick with this. And the bathroom is quite simple. It just has a bath, toilet, shower as well, because I like the Sims to shower more than bath, because bathing just takes too long when the Sims do it. So I do like to have a shower option where possible, but not always just using the shower and the bath combos. So they've got both a shower and a bath, two separate, just to give variety and option, because who doesn't like options? And this is pretty much the layout I go with these counters. And then I tried to make sure that the door had a double, two tiles that had nothing obstructing it on the other side, because I know it doesn't work if you do that. So I tried not to go past the line or the square, so that the door works properly, because I really wanted to use the barn door, the sliding door that came with Get Famous, but no, Island Living. Think of the right pack. So that's why I kept that simple, and then I removed the counters and just put a plant next to it. For the master bedroom, I wanted to create something special. I did try to use the Island Living bed, but in the end I just wanted to do something a little bit more fancy, and I love using this bed and the camper bed from the camping one, what's it called? Oh my god, complete mind blank, I cannot think. but the camper bed that doesn't have a headboard and this one I use all the time, and use like room dividers or something just to make my own headboard and just make the beds look a little bit different. So I'm just playing around with headboard or room dividers to see what kind of option I like best. And I wanted it to be quite simple but really like ornate headboard, just because why not? A little bit fancy, a little bit special for a master bedroom, and a little bit different, because doing bedrooms as well is quite difficult. The only room that is has loads of options, I feel, is a lounge, and that's it really. I find bedrooms quite difficult because the colorways on bedding can be quite difficult to match, especially if you have like an idea in your head what you want. So that's why I go for the plain bed most of the time, because then you can add a bit of colour with the walls and decorations and everything else. But this is pretty much the complete view of the bedroom, with these cute little ottomans at the end of the bed, which I just thought gave it a nice like little detail and pop of colour. And I love these paintings that came with oh my god, why can I not think of the world? I can't remember now. Can't remember what it's called. I forget all the names. I keep wanting to say like the older Sims 3 worlds and the expansion packs, and that's not right. So it's the ones that you got San Machino on, the world map. I can't remember what it's called. City Living. I love it. It's like the Japanese style. For this bedroom, because I didn't use an Island Paradise bed, I was like, I'm going to use a different bed from Island Paradise. So I love this one with like the little canopy, and I thought this was perfect for like a teenage girl, with these like hanging lights next to the bed on the bedside tables, and this very simple chest of drawers, which I really love for like a younger sim, so like kids rooms or teenagers rooms. And it reminds me of the units you can get from IKEA. So I really love them, and I love that you can put things on each of those steps in the chest of drawers. So now we're moving on to the outdoor space, and like I said, I struggle with what to put outside, just because I don't know, you like put lounges, somewhere to eat outdoors, and a barbecue. I mean, what more? I did add this little seating space just off the pier, so you can sit and look out to the ocean and just enjoy a nice sunset evening, which I thought would be quite cute and fun for Sims. And I'm just playing around with the idea of using this vase again with something inside it, just to give it some decoration and fill up that space on the wall. On the top, I just put some lounges on the top level. I mean, you could make this an activity area, maybe like a yoga mat, meditation stool, something like that, but I just kept it quite simple and put some lounges. But you can change it if you do download it. My name on the Sims gallery is the Queen of York, so just look that up and you can download it. It's called Pier Perfection. And the landscaping is very simple, because you get a little space on the beach to do landscaping, which I love, because landscaping can be quite boring. So I just added some of these palm trees and some foliage, and just simple and pretty. For this last space, I'm just doing a very simple study in the hallway on the landing, and with a little bit of seating and counters, just to give it a little bit of decoration, because it was just looking a bit plain. But yeah, it's just very, very simple. In a minute, we will be going through the final looks, so you can see everything as it is at the end. And as I said, you can download this off the gallery. My name is the Queen of York, so just look that up and you can get this amazing island living property, and your Sims can live the life of luxury and have the most amazing island lifestyle. I just think it looks so cool, especially with this like bridge and the overall look. And this is it from the back with the different places to enjoy the surrounding areas outdoors with lounges and also eating space and just sitting and lounging. This is just another look at the kitchen, which is just my favorite kitchen I think I've made so far. I really love this house. I just think it's so nice, and the views out the windows are just so amazing. This lounge I also really like. I think it has a really nice, like, I don't know, rustic boho-y theme without being too boho and too, you know, I didn't use any of the rattan furniture that came with the island living because I just didn't want it to be too boho and, you know, stereotypical. The bathroom I love as well. Very simple landing, and then the 2 bedrooms at the back. So this is the speed build. I hope you guys like it. If you did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my channel. I have a lot more speed builds and let's plays and ideas to share with you, so make sure you subscribe so that you can see all my future videos. And I hope you guys liked this video. Let me know if you have any suggestions on what you want me to build, or any comments or things that you would add, especially on outdoor, because I'd love your ideas. But I will see you guys soon in the next video. I hope you have an amazing time. I'll see you guys. Dag dag.